Okay, so in part 5, we used an event listener and conditional statements to call functions to draw shapes on the screen. However, we can't clear and we can't save our drawing yet, so that's what we're going to do in part 6. To do that, we're going to use a lot of the similar concepts that we practiced in part 5, including event listeners and functions. So to get started, the first thing we want to do is, just like we had the browser listen to see if we're clicking on the canvas, we want the browser to also listen to see if we click on the clear and the save buttons. And if we click on the clear or the save buttons, then we want it to clear the screen or save the screen by opening it up in a new window. So we can use an event listener for an element again. We just need the element that we have up here. So we had the canvas element. We're going to use button clear and button save, and these will get the elements for clear and save. So let's do the first one for creating the clear button. So the element will be button clear. Remember, capitalization counts. Add event listener. We're listening for a click event, and if that click event occurs, we want to call a function. This time we're going to name the function just because it's good practice. We're going to name it function clear screen. We don't need to pass it any parameters, but we will need our curly brackets to define the function inside of. And I'm going to go ahead and add my closing semicolon here that will finish off this event listener. So now there's 2 steps to making our function or our app look like it's clearing. We're not actually deleting all of the shapes, but what we are going to do is we're going to just fill the whole screen with a rectangle that's the same size as the canvas and the same background color. So to do that, we're going to use some built-in canvas functionality. We're going to say ctx.fill_style to set the color that we're going to fill in the canvas with. We're going to set that to the background color. For me, this is pound FFF3. If you have a different background color, you're going to change that right here. Once we've set the background color, we can actually tell it to draw a rectangle. And we want it to draw a rectangle that is the size of the entire canvas. So we're going to do that by saying start at 0, 0 in the top left corner, and then draw as wide as the canvas width, canvas.width, and as tall as the canvas.height. We need a semicolon. Make sure you save your changes. Come here and refresh the screen. We're going to draw to make sure it actually clears. Press the clear button and it should clear the screen. If you can't get it to clear the screen, you want to go back, right click, inspect element, and start looking to see what might be missing from your code. Using console to find bugs and also looking at your elements, you can also check event listeners and things like that once you select the right element. So if we were to select the button clear, we should be able to look and see that it has an event listener for click. Alright, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and close that. We're going to do a very similar thing, but this time for the save button. So we need to get it, the element button save. Add event listener. It's a click event. We're going to call a function that we will also name, and you can name it something like save screen. We're not going to pass this function any parameters, but we do need our curly brackets. And I'm going to go ahead and add my semicolon at the end of this event listener function so that I don't forget to do that. Really, all we're going to do is have the canvas open up as a PNG in a new tab. So to do that, we're going to use this one line of code, window.open canvas.toData URL parentheses single quote image/png semicolon at the end, Command S. Let's try this out, Command R to refresh. Let's draw some shapes. And then if we press the save button, it should open up a PNG that looks just like our image which we can then right-click, click Save Image As, give it a name, save it somewhere like our desktop or documents, and then we would be able to print out this image if we liked it. So that's how you clear and save the screen. You want to make sure that you add at least 2 detailed comments and test this out before moving on to the next part.